What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Crash Play Gaming, and we have hit the 300 subscriber milestone before the end of the year, which was one of the goals I have set. So thank you very much to all of you who support my channel. I appreciate you so much. Our next goal, I guess, is 400. Maybe I'll shoot, you know what? We'll get risky. We'll shoot for 500 subscribers by the end of this year of 2023, which would be awesome. The channel is slowly but surely growing. My content is getting out there. The videos are getting a little bit better here and there with your guys' feedback, so I do appreciate you all. But anyways, we're looking at another EX Pokemon that I have not covered yet, and it's one of my favorite Pokemon as well. I love water types, and Gyarados EX is a water type Pokemon. Not only that, it's also a Terra Pokemon, which is the first Terra we are also looking at on this channel as well. So that's really good. We will get into that, but first let's go into the Pokemon question of the day. Alright everybody, it's time for the Pokemon question of the day. Let's go over last video's question. Which new water Pokemon has the Energy Carnival ability in the Scarlet and Violet set? Or I guess you could say it's a new water Pokemon, so you know, it's a Scarlet and Violet Pokemon. And if you are like the commenter Bandsox, you went ahead and guessed Quaquaval. Hopefully I said the name right. It has the Energy Carnival ability. Once during our turn, you can attach a basic energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon. If I'm not mistaken, this guy made an appearance in my last video, so there may be a theme about it. Just pay attention to the videos. They might also reveal the Pokemon questions of the day, but sometimes it might not. And if you know the answer, you can just say it. Anyways, this video's question is, what Fire-type Pokemon is the first Fire type to have a Terra type in the Pokemon trading card game? Go ahead and put your answer in the comment section down below. And if you get the question right, you get a point, just like Bandsox did. So he has a point and is ahead of the race of everybody else. If you come in first place, you'll receive some Pokemon TCG codes. If you come in second place, you'll receive some Pokemon TCG codes. And maybe I'll start giving out prizes for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Or if you participate, you might get a code when you get a point reset. So just keep that in mind. Codes are up for grabs. The new set of codes I will be giving out. I believe the new set comes out next weekend officially. So I should have some codes for that. So stick around for that, and let's just get into the deck list. As I said in the intro, we are taking a look at Gyarados EX, a 300 HP water type Pokemon with 2 attacks. But the main attack we're going to focus on is Tyrannical Tail for 5 energy, which is an absurd amount. We do 180 damage, but if our opponent's actual Pokemon has any damage counters on them, we do 180 more damage. So you could just see that's 360 damage, 370 if they just have one damage counter on them, which one-shots everything in the Pokemon TCG. But of course, we're going to be using some double turbo energy, so we're actually going to drop that down to 350 damage, which is like, well, same concept anyway. So how are we using this Gyarados deck? We have 1 copy of Lumineon to help find a supporter we need. We got a 3-2 line of Gyarados because it's really hard to play a 3-3 line. There's just so much stuff that we have going on here. 1 Pyukumuku. I'll get into why this guy's in here in a second, but if you are a longtime follower of the channel, you know why I love Pyukumuku, and you know who I pair it with very often. It has the Pitch a Pyukumuku ability. Once during our turn, if this Pokemon is in our hand, we can reveal it, put it on the bottom of our deck, and draw a card. So it helps us draw a little bit. We also have a Radiant Greninja, which is a good backup attacker in this deck as well with the Concealed Cards ability. We can discard an energy card from our hand and draw 2 cards, and it has the Moonlight Shuriken attack for 3 energy. We discard 2 of them, but we do 90 damage to 2 of our opponent's Pokemon. However, Manaphy is a problem, so don't always rely on Radiant Greninja. And then we have a 2-2 line of Pogo Blastoise with the Vitality Spring ability. Once during our turn, we can search our deck for up to 6 energy cards and attach them to our Pokemon in any way we like, and then our turn ends. But this is 6 of any energy. So I can get double turbo energies, and I can get my water energies and attach them to all my Pokemon any way we like. So by turn 2, that is what we're trying to do. We also have 1 copy of Suicune V here as another backup attacker. We cannot solely rely on 2 Gyaradoses all the time, so we have Radiant Greninja or Suicune to hopefully help us get us there. Suicune has the Fleet-Foot ability. If this Pokemon is in the active, we can draw a card. And the Blizzard Rondo attack for 2 energy does 20 damage, plus 20 more damage for each of our opponent, for all the bench Pokemon that are in play. So Suicune does hit some pretty good numbers. We also have 2 copies of the Hawlucha with the Flying Entry ability. When we play this Pokemon from our hand to our bench, we can choose up to 2 of our opponent's bench Pokemon and put 1 damage counter on each of them. This is obviously setting up the Gyarados' attack, and the only downside to this is it doesn't hit the active. So if you're playing decks that don't have a lot of bench Pokemon, it kind of sucks not hitting the active, but that's okay. We have 1 copy of Energy Retrieval because we need to get some of our water energy backs at time. 4 copies of Level Ball to search out our 90 HP or less Pokemon. 4 copies of Nest Ball so we can get some basic Pokemon down. 3 rare candies so we can evolve our Squirtle into Blastoise. You will notice we do not play any War Turtle in the deck. 2 switches. All of our Pokemon have pretty hefty retreat costs. 3 copies of Ultra Ball. This is mainly in here to find our Blastoise and Gyaradoses, but of course can be used to find anything else. And then we have a sneaky copy of a Collapsed Stadium. This will allow us to either bounce a Hawlucha off the board or a Lumineon, and hopefully your opponent will bounce the stadium, opening up a bench space for you, and then you could play another Hawlucha if necessary. So that's why that's in there. We have our normal inclusion of 2 bosses orders. I don't know, I just like having 2 bosses orders in every deck. We have 2 copies of Colress's Experiment in here as another supporter. 4 copies of Irida. We are a water solo deck, so Irida gets us a water Pokemon and an item card. And Irida also usually just guarantees us having Blastoise on turn 2 as long as we get Squirtle turn 1. So that's why Irida's in here. 4 copies of Research so we can draw through our deck because we need to. Can't rely on the Irida engine the entire time. And we are into our energies. We have 3 copies of Double Turbo Energy. The reason we have 3 is I played some games where Magikarp get KO'd and they don't evolve into Gyarados. We have a 3-2 line of our Gyarados, so having a 3rd Double Turbo Energy does help if they do KO a Magikarp early and there was a Double Turbo Energy on it, or it helps with retreats as well. And then we have 12 basic water energy, a ton of energy. We have a lot of mouths to feed when we are attacking. Remember, Gyarados takes at least 3 water energy, Suicune takes 2, and Greninja takes 3, so that's a lot of energy we have to go around. But Blastoise is able to thin out 6 of them, which is half of the energy in the deck, basically by turn 2. So that is the deck list. It will be in the description down below. Gyarados EX is a powerhouse of a Pokemon, and you can see it here. It's amazing. The pros to this deck, we one-shot everything. It's really easy to get our energy into play, and this deck is actually surprisingly consistent. I don't think I've played a match yet where I haven't gotten a Blastoise turn 2 and at least charged up one of our Gyaradoses. So, with that in mind, our scores here are a 6 for speed. We're not really slow, but we're not incredibly fast, but we are usually attacking by turn 3. This speed would be higher if you switched out Pogo Blastoise with, what is it, Magnezone? Or does Magnezone only work with Metal Energy? I don't remember. Anyways, I think there's another Pokemon that you can use to accelerate some energies onto Gyarados. Maybe you can use Palkia instead, but everybody was playing it with Palkia, so I decided not to. Our power is, of course, a 10 out of 10. When we are swinging with Gyarados, we are taking a KO, for the most part. If they have damage counters, of course. The consistency is 8. Like I said, we are getting Pogo Blastoise by turn 2. Very, very consistent, so I put that up to an 8. Our draw is only at a 5. There are turns where we are struggling to draw because we only really have Colress's Experiment and Research for our draw engines, so keep that in mind. The fun was a 10 out of 10. I loved it. I was putting damage counters everywhere, and I just blew up everything. It was a great deck to play with, so the total is a 39 out of 50. I believe this is the highest rated deck, but, you know, these scores aren't always, these are just my opinion. Keep that in mind. Alright, the cons of this deck is it is slow. And what I mean by, did it again. What I mean by slow, maybe you guys didn't see it. Do you guys see it switch from pro to con when I click? I don't know. Anyways, what I mean by slow is you're not attacking by turn 2 because you have to use Pogo Blastoise by turn 2. And if you only get one Magikarp down by that time, you're going to have to spend another extra turn charging up Gyarados. Or you're going to have to spend like 3 turns getting all the energy on it. So that's what I mean by it's slow. And the speed score of 6 reflects that just because it would be a speed of 10 if you're attacking by turn 2. But yeah. And then of course another con is there's just too much energy. You need 10 energy to have Gyarados attack, both of them. And then you need 2 energy to have Suicune attack, or 3, so that's like 13 energies. And the late game is the last con. We need to finish the game relatively fast. If we get to the late game, they've knocked out a Gyarados. We may not have another Gyarados set up. They have a lot of backup attackers to go through. The late game, I seem to struggle with this deck a little bit, so keep that in mind. Those are the pros and cons. And remember, let me know in the comment section down below if you like this part of the deck list where I give you pros and cons and the scores and kind of like a little bit more of a breakdown of the deck. That would be appreciated. I would appreciate it a lot. So yeah, let's go ahead and watch this deck in action. Alright, starting out with Radiant Greninja here. We got a Nest Ball, which is good. That grabs us a Squirt. Oh, let's get Squirtle. I said a Squirt. Let's see, we got our Magikarps, we got our Gyaradoses, got one Blastoise, which is fine, and Suicune is here as well, both of our Hawluchas. And we should have a ton of energies. Oh, why can't I just click and hold to scroll? Can I do this? Okay. 9 basic energies in the deck. Okay. Gotta keep that in mind. Cool. So there's that. Let's go ahead and level ball. That gets us our Magikarp. We can play down the Magikarp. We can conceal cards. Get rid of a energy here. Ooh, Rare Candy's good. We'll attach to Radiant Greninja, because that could be a really good attacker for next turn. Or for a couple follow-up turns, and we'll pass. Radiant Greninja might be like the solid destroyer here. We'll see. See how our opponent sets up. They might have Manaphy, which is fine. But Radiant Greninja can almost guarantee us 2 prizes. Just depends. We did get to go first, so we are going to be able to get our Blastoise. There's a Mew. We have Blastoise Rare Candy in hand, so we can find a Nest Ball to get us a Magikarp. And we can start throwing all of our energies onto our Pokemon. Excuse me there. Unfortunately, we can't just donk them this following turn. It would have been nice to. I attached energy to Radiant Greninja, which is good. There's a Zacian. Do play Manaphy, which is fine. We don't really worry about that too much. And they're attaching to a Ralt. Okay. That's new to me. Level Ball can get some cards. Let's go with Irida. That gets us Blastoise and a Nest Ball for now. We can go Rare Candy Blastoise. Nest Ball for another Magikarp. And then I want to hold the rest of my hand. Let's go with Vitality Spring. 2 double turbos, 2, 3, and 4 energy. Okay. Double turbo here, double turbo here. 2 for you, and 2 for you. We do have a basic energy in hand, which is good. So that means we can at least attack with Gyarados next turn. We do have the Ultra Ball for it. We do have Level Ball for Hawlucha, and we do have a retreat because I attached energy to Radiant Greninja as well. Didn't attach to Radiant Greninja because they have Manaphy in play, but they might also get a Gardevoir in play this turn. They do have 1 energy in the discard. So I don't know if they'll be able to attack, but at least they'll do something. I would like to get Lumineon with the Ultra Ball, though. Would be nice to get Lumineon. Because I need a supporter. I need a research or something. There's a level ball that gets them a Kirlia. So no Gardevoir just yet unless they get Rare Candy Gardevoir off of this Kirlia and they discard another Psychic Energy. I don't think they've played a Psychic Energy for turn, so Zacian can attack this turn if all goes well for our opponent. There is an argument to play Canceling Clone Boss for the Manaphy thing with Radiant Greninja, but it's okay. We might even be able to get them to Collapsed Stadium. An Escape Rope they get rid of. Okay. That might have been a good play for them. It would have forced me to get rid of my Switch. Worker, they don't discard any stadiums. That's good. They do draw 3 cards, though. Maybe I want to attack with Suicune. I can't attack with Suicune. Temple of Sinnoh. We hate some Temples of Sinnohs. Thankfully, though, Gyarados can still attack because we have our first attack. And we do have more energy in the deck as well. So I'm not too concerned with Temple of Sinnoh just yet. Another Roar of the Sword. Okay. If we top deck a boss, we might be able to get there. KO that Zacian. Top deck a Research. That's actually really good. Okay. Level Ball. Here comes Hawlucha. Alright. Hawlucha it is, and then we're gonna conceal cards away the water energy. We'll just go ahead and do that. Conceal cards away the water energy, that way we can use Ultra Ball more effectively. Ooh, there's the boss! And I just got rid of the water energy! No! Of course that would happen. Alright, we're gonna research this hand, so we're gonna get rid of these. It's a little bit of a bummer. Gyarados, switch, and research. It would have been great to get that boss's orders play, but here we are anyways. Attach an energy and waterfall. Get a KO. I should have checked the deck for our Collapsed Stadium. Another Blastoise we don't need. I should have checked the deck for Collapsed Stadium. We do need to bounce Temple of Sinnoh at some point. They promote a Ralts, which is fine. We do have another Hawlucha. We're going to want to ping all of the Curlias and Raltses, maybe. I don't know if I want to research next turn. We'll see what happens with our opponent's turn here. Not quite sure if I want to research just yet. They do come up with the Ralts with the damage counter, though. Ah, Cresselia is a pain. Cresselia can KO our other Magikarp if they get Gardevoir. They need Gardevoir. There goes another energy. They need Gardevoir so that they can attach to Cresselia with Gardevoir and then KO the Magikarp on the bench. And we cannot KO Cresselia. There's the Gardevoir. Oh man. Things got interesting. Retreat into Cresselia, of course. Unfortunately, that wipes away all of the damage we've done, and I can't KO the Cresselia with Gyarados right away. Which is a little bit of a bummer. They don't actually have to do anything else. And I can't play our Hawlucha because of that. There goes Magikarp. I don't know if we have enough energy to support another Magikarp, and I don't even want to play it next turn either. So that'll be tricky. There's the Collapsed Stadium. How fun. So we can KO Cresselia this turn. Let's go ahead and play the Nest Ball. Magikarp is here. I also have Suicune. Let's check the energies. We do have enough for another Gyarados. Then that means do we still have Energy Retrieval in the deck? We do. That means we could also have enough for a Suicune. It's in our hand. We're going to research this turn. Let's do it. Let's get Magikarp. Let's play Collapsed Stadium and see what our opponent does. Maybe I should have I should have played Collapsed Stadium first, because if they get rid of Manaphy, I could attack with Greninja. Dang it. I also should have played the Hawlucha first. Ah! Oh no, now there's no damage on board. I'm dumb. Here we go again, making misplays. Alright, well, that's at least an energy. We have Gyarados EX for next turn, and we can do Tyrannical Tail. KO here, we get a prize. Another basic energy is really good, actually. But I made a big misplay. I should have played my Hawlucha. I should have pinged Gardevoir and Zacian. Why would they discard those two, you know? And I could have had easy KOs. So here we are. They promote the routes. Well, actually, they do need to put damage counters on the Zacian and the Gardevoir to get a KO. So we might be okay. They have 3 energy only in the discard. There's a Radiant Greninja. 4 energy in the discard is not quite enough to KO us. They don't have another Curlia. I don't think 5 energy is enough to KO us either with Zacian. Yeah, that's only like 210, right? 130. So it'll be 90, 120, 150, 180, 210. With an energy attachment, that's 240. Gyarados survives and they have to put damage on their Zacian. I'm cool with that. Gives me another turn to put an energy on Magikarp. I'm cool with that too. We can Colress experiment. They do retreat. See who they go into. They could actually choose to go into Manaphy this turn if they wanted to. Because us KOing Manaphy doesn't really benefit us, and Radiant Greninja doesn't have that good of targets anymore. We should have one switch left, however. We do have one switch left. There's another Kirlia. 7 energy doesn't get them out there either, though. But they could have Ultra Balls and things like that. No, they get rid of Battle VIP Pass. We're fine with this. How are they going to attack with Zacian? Zacian. What are they going to do? Did they play a supporter yet? Did not. They're going to boss. Radiant Greninja. Okay. Why boss Radiant Greninja? Are they... Maybe they're just not going to attach anything this turn? No, they are going to Psychic Embrace. That'll put them down to 4 prizes, which is, I guess, understandable. Wonder why they wouldn't go after Magikarp. They needed those 3 energies to attack. So cool. I mean, Gyarados surviving is perfect. We'll take this. I'm fine with this. You can KO Radiant Greninja all you want. You get rid of the bench sniping thing, but Manaphy gets rid of my Radiant Greninja. You put damage on Zacian for me. So, thank you very much. We will evolve here. Attach another energy. Play... Ooh, do I want to play... No, we'll play Irida first. I don't need to play Colress just yet. Energy Retrieval seems good. Still have Boss and Energy in deck. In the case that they do something to us, we have 2 energy back, and if they judge us, they're going back to the deck. And we're going to hold everybody else for now. Actually, there's no harm in playing Suicune. Play down Suicune and Tyrannical Tail, take the KO, take 2 prizes. And now all we need to do is go after Gardevoir. See what these 2 prizes are. Level Ball and Research, those are good to have. One card is great in Research, the other card is Level Ball that we don't really need. So we can just burn it at some point. Come up with Kirlia. So my thought process is if they don't do anything this turn to us, I'm just going to Blastoise and attach all the energies to my Pokemon. That way they're all ready to go. Now, how many energies do they have in the discard? 5 still. So they still only have 5 energies in the discard. 7 energies is not enough with a Zacian. Choice Belt, I mean, it does matter for the Suicune. They could boss the Suicune and KO it. That puts them down to 2 prizes remaining, but if they put any damage counters on their active, we're going to win. Ah, that little Gardevoir. Okay. So Brainwave has the same attack. So they're already doing 90, so they need 120, 150, 180, 4 energies to KO the Suicune. So maybe playing the Suicune was a bad choice. Nope, they Roxanne, so no boss orders. Roxanne is fine, that puts energy back into the deck. We do draw the double turbo, which is good. Can attach that to Gyarados. Fog Crystal. Concealed cards, okay. How much damage can Gardevoir do? They can attach 6 energies, which isn't enough to KO Gyarados. So I'm not too worried about it. Double Turbo Energy is good. That goes on our other Gyarados. They didn't boss anything. We have Switch. We have Research. Boss's Orders in the deck too. I don't know how many Iridas we have left. What do we have left? We got 1 Research, 1 Irida, 1 Boss. 15 cards though. They could have hit this Gyarados with Gardevoir, which would force me to KO it. They could also have another Temple of Sinnoh, which would be scary. But I think we have enough energy to subvert that, I believe. 6 energy in the discard. That's as much as they can attach to Gardevoir. Let's see what our opponent's doing. They're thinking hard about what to do. They just passed the turn. Did they concede or something? They conceded. They ran out of time of thinking. We done beat Gardevoir. I think we had that matchup. So yeah, there we go. All right, little Magnemite. Not the best opening hand for us. Hopefully they play some basic Pokemon down. Nope, Hawlucha is useless. So we might as well Ultra Ball away that Hawlucha. Level Ball is good to see. Let's go ahead and get that Level Ball and get down. We have a Squirtle, so then we're going to get Magikarp. Ultra Ball, I guess, can get us Suicune. We don't have Greninja, so Suicune's going to be the target with Ultra Ball since we're going to research. Magikarp. And Ultra Ball away these. Let's grab ourselves a Suicune. Attach for turn and retreat. Research. I know we're losing energy retrieval early, but oh well. Here we are. Irida's there, so that's good. Let's get down another Magikarp. That way we can power everybody up next turn. And a fleet-footed Nest Ball. Don't think we have anybody that I want to grab with Nest Ball, so we'll pass. Unfortunately, Radiant Greninja is prized and might have been a good Pokemon to have to charge up next turn, but here we are. This is what we'll deal with. Arvin from our opponents. We're going to want to grab Blastoise Rare Candy with Irida. See what our opponent is working with. Metal, I don't know. Maybe they're playing Dialga V-Star. Full Face Guard. Nest Ball. Hopefully the other Hawlucha isn't prized as well. That would be a sad day if our other Hawlucha's prized. Make it a little bit of a struggle. Just a teeny bit of a struggle. Oh, I hate that we lost our energy retrieval. That card is a little crucial. It helps us in the late game a lot. Trust me. It just does. So our opponent's looking through their deck, I'm sure, seeing what they have prized and what they don't. I'm really bummed out that Radiant Greninja is prized. They don't seem to have a Manaphy just yet. So, it is what it is. And they just do that. Okay, this is good for us. Ooh, double Gyarados right off the bat. Please and thank you. Let me evolve my other one. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go with Irida here. Let's guarantee the Blastoise Rare Candy. Boom, boom. And we can attach an energy. We can fleet-footed. Another energy is perfect. That will be the attack next turn. And let's do a Vitality Spring. Get double turbos and all of the water energies we can grab. And let's start chunking up our Gyaradoses. 2 for you and 2 for you. Alright. Cool. We're all set. We are all set up. Turn 2. Our turn 2, we're set up, ready to go. Next turn, we're attacking with Suicune. I'm going to play Nest Ball. Going to play the Lumineon to probably get a Research. I don't need Irida anymore. Feeling pretty good about this one. Actually, Irida can go for a Hawlucha. Maybe I can save the Lumineon for a following turn, since I don't necessarily need to attack with Gyarados just yet. That'll allow us to see a couple more cards. So we see 2 Metal Energy go into the discard. There's a Bibarel from our opponent. They can't use it yet, but they could have some cards in hand that make it doable. Arvin again. Hopefully that gets them 2 playable cards, maybe an Ultra Ball so they can... ooh, just a Nest Ball. And they're only going to be able to draw 1 with Bibarel. It is Origin Form and Dialga. So this Magnemite is a really good target. But they might retreat it this turn. Basic Energy onto Dialga. Because Dialga can... oh, Magnetic Catch. Okay. Definitely going Hawlucha this turn, so let's go Irida. Pyukumuku and Level Ball. Actually, let's do Ultra Ball. So I can discard some of the cards that I do not need. Let's go Ultra Ball, get rid of Squirtle and Nest Ball. Don't need those anymore. Oh, our other Hawlucha's prized! Of course it is. Of course it is. Oh, what a bummer. Okay, we'll just thin that out the deck. This is what I gotta deal with, folks. I have 2 crucial Pokemon prized. Can attach an energy there. We're just gonna play the Nest Ball just to thin it. Don't need it anymore. Let's pitch the Pyukumuku. Irida again. Okay. And now we just Blizzard Rondo. At least we get rid of the Magnemites. Maybe we can get some damage onto Dialga. Let's see what we get off the prize. Let's go prize number 1. Radiant Greninja. Okay. So we had a double turbo and I believe 3 water energies in the deck. However, I don't think Radiant Greninja is going to utilize that enough. We're going to want to find a boss's order so we can hit the Dialga. That's what we want to do. We can do Lumineon, but then that... oh, a boss. Okay, good thing we have switches. We have Irida for this. Another water energy is great. So let's go Irida. Let's go Pyukumuku and switch. And what water energies do we have left? We have 2 in the deck. Okay. So Radiant Greninja isn't going to be that useful. Fortunately, we don't get a boss this turn, but that's fine. Double turbo energy. We're going to play Radiant Greninja. Switch into our Gyarados, because that can take a hit from Dialga. And Gyarados can KO. Let's go conceal cards, get rid of the double turbo energy. We have 1 switch left, keep that in mind. And let's just go ahead and Tyrannical Tail for 160 damage. Take the KO. Unfortunately, our opponent's Dialga deck is not working how they wanted to, but neither is our Gyarados deck, because our Hawlucha was prized, our Radiant Greninja was prized. We may have been able to just win the matchup with Radiant Greninja a couple turns ago, but that second Hawlucha being prized is a little bit of a bummer. Maybe we should play a heavy ball for this situation. Avery, huh? I can get rid of Blastoise. I don't need Blastoise anymore. Blastoise is a heavy retreat cost. They do have another Dialga, so there is our prize maps. Dialga and Dialga. We're going to play the Nest Ball Escape Ropes. You're going to force me to find an energy. I actually don't mind just attacking with Suicune. Attacking with Suicune is fine. Let's play the Level Ball. Pyukumuku. We possibly could have gotten the energy. I don't know though. Nest Ball. I'm just getting rid of these cards that are completely useless. Let's play the Ultra Ball now. Get rid of Magikarp and this Nest Ball. Thin. Pyukumuku maybe gets us a boss. Does not, gets us an Irida. We'll keep the Irida and Colress. We'll take Switch. Don't need the Collapsed Stadium. Research isn't really useful. Maybe we do need Collapsed Stadium. We'll do that. And we'll stop digging because we can hit this guy for 100. Next turn, we can play the Lumineon. If they play another Pokemon, we can KO the Origin Form Dialga, which is good. If they evolve, we can just switch into Gyarados and KO it. They're doing a pretty good job at stalling. Once again, if Hawlucha was here, this would be a completely different match. There's an Arven that could go for V-Star. Nest Ball, so they are going to find a Magnemite. They need that Magnemite so they can evolve. Oh, a Bidoof. Okay. That allows us to KO, so I'm fine with this. And this turn, I'm okay with doing Fleet-Footed. Want to find that boss. There it is. And we can go ahead and Blizzard Rondo, take the KO. Maybe it was correct to hit the Origin Form Dialga on the bench, but I don't think we really need to. We got the guaranteed 2 prizes here. More cards that I want to get rid of. They might have a Roxanne. They could have that. Suicune in the active is a little bit scary though, because Dialga can of course one-shot that and then hit into our Gyarados. Avery. Good thing we didn't... Well, we could have played Lumineon last turn for that. There's a Magnemite. I know we have some energies in the deck, so I'm not too worried about a Gyarados or Greninja being stuck. Another energy. That goes to Magnemite. Do they have a switch? No, metal coating. Okay. I wish Gyarados could one-shot it, but it can't. Just throw away this level ball. Play this. No, we're going to keep Irida. Alright, just Blizzard Rondo. I'm okay with the Blizzard Rondo. They can't do their star power. They just weren't able to set up. We were able to set up Rare Candy. There is the Magnezone. I was wrong. So they can do V-Star this turn. They can KO the Suicune. They would need a boss to hit into one of our Gyaradoses. But the only problem is they only got 1 energy off that. No, they attached one to Magnezone last turn too. Uh-oh. Is that going to affect them? We're not weak to metal, right? We're weak to lightning. Here comes the Dialga V-Star. Ooh, they had an Avery. I wonder if they have a research in their hand. So we have a few dead cards in our deck. We're mainly the Rare Candies and Blastoises. But everything else is somewhat useful. Industrious Incisors. Hopefully they find an energy. They can do Star Chronos to KO the Suicune. I'm going to throw up Radiant Greninja. There it is! What I should have done is thrown up Gyarados. That would have denied them 2 prizes. But we're so far ahead. We have Gyarados set up that they can boss this Gyarados and hope it's stuck. But if they boss this following turn, I can research for the final energy, which I'm pretty sure is in there. And we'll be okay. We can give them Radiant Greninja. We're going to be able to KO this Dialga unless something crazy happens. Should be able to KO this Dialga. We have Bossasaurus in hand, so if they have a switch or something, that's fine. We're all good from here. Another Giga Magnet. Now their deck is working how it's supposed to. And the funny thing is like, maybe you should be playing Origin Form Dialga with Pogo Blastoise. It's significantly better than Magnezone because you just get the energy. But it does end your turn. I don't know. You tell me what you think. Oh, do you one-shot? They just one-shotted my Gyarados. Oh my goodness. Okay. To be honest, I didn't expect that to happen. But we have energy. We are okay. There's the Tyrannical Tail, 320 damage, taking a KO on our Origin Form Dialgas. And another win for us. They came back to 2 prizes. I was not expecting them to one-shot our Gyarados, which was insane. So yeah, there's Hawlucha. Welcome to the show. The game would have been over a lot earlier if Hawlucha was around. Anyways, another dub for Gyarados. Well, folks, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. We were able to get a couple of dubs with Gyarados. Gyarados is a little clunky. It is tough to set up and get going. You need 5 energy to attack, so that's why Gyarados isn't the greatest. But it does block bench damage because it's a Terra Pokemon, which is really good. It does one-shot everything that at least has 1 damage counter on it. So if you're able to set this up consistently, maybe mess around with the deck a little bit more, Gyarados is a force to be reckoned with, and maybe it does get better with new cards. Who knows? I don't know yet. I haven't looked that much into the new cards, but thank you for sticking around to the end of the video, and we'll see you next time on Crash Play Gaming.